Hi, Cody.
Hey.
James from Gorilla Position.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You've legitimately changed the industry. You've given another place to work for hundreds of young people that now have a place to work, be well paid. Is there anything that you want to come into WWE and try and change? Because there's a lot of talk about underutilized talents, creative not being the greatest all the time. Is there anything you want to bring to the table and change over here?
If I could think of one thing, and I really appreciate you saying that about the industry, because it sucks when you're a wrestler or you're an entertainer and you have to pat yourself on the back. Say, oh, we did this. But truly, everything changed about sports entertainment, pro wrestling, whatever you want to call it. Everything changed with what me, Matt, Nick, Kenny, and Tony did. And there are people eating and families who are being, that's I could have ridden off on that. That's why I felt so good leaving. That's why it made all the sense in the world. Like, we did all this. The kids are good. Now I want to go do something for me. I totally forgot your question. My concept.
Just about making change over here.
Oh, it's simple. It's one thing. I think, if anything, I want to present myself without fear. Because when I was here, I was scared. I was a kid. I was scared. I mean, look around. There's 50 people monitoring this interview. There's the chairman himself. There's guys like Hunter. There's Stephanie. There's just these dynamic figures. So Nick Khan. It's just like these presents. And when you're a kid, that's scary. Even though you talk in the rental cars and all that. I was a kid, and to be able to come here and having known what works for me, and keeping the disruptive things that I do, because no matter what, yeah, this was my place for so long, but I'm an outsider in this moment. I don't know many people. I was blown away that Michael Hayes was in Gorilla. That was exciting. But yeah, to work without fear, to compete without fear, because here's what happens. If you do something that's off color or not what your producer or the boss wanted, well, then you come back and they yell at you. What's the worst that can happen? Because the alternative is you go out there and you blow it because you're trying to play it safe, which happened to me so much in the first 10 years. So much, you blow it. I would rather live and die by what I do. And I had told everyone who helped court me into this, I said, I have to do me. I'm not going to be rude to anybody, but I can't wait till the first writer comes up to me. I can't wait. I'm not going to be rude. But man, I'll probably just lie to your face. It sounds great. Because I get and I mean no disrespect, but there's nothing, suspension of disbelief in wrestling. There's nothing fake about what I do. That's one of the hardest things about being me is the heat stays on, really. There's no gimmick. American Nightmare is a name, but it's just me. And I gotta do me, and that doesn't mean not listening to these individuals who know and have the knowledge, because all the books, if you want to get over in wrestling, are usually just here, right? There's somebody you wouldn't even expect who's been around for 15 years who could give it to you. But yeah, just to work and compete without fear, because the worst that can happen is you say, I'm sorry, won't happen again. But you gotta go out there, because if your segment doesn't work, nobody backstage gets credited for how that didn't work. It's you who sucks. Yeah. And I learned that the hard way.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Denise.
Cody, walk us through what it was like seeing Vince again and how that communication all went down.
I can say that we had a meeting in Atlanta, and I didn't expect the meeting I didn't expect it to go bad, but I thought, I'll be presented with something that is not for me, but I'll be able to say, thank you so much, and I'll be able to get closure on the first chapter, because the first chapter ended real poorly. Hey, I'll see you next week. No, you won't. And hey, here's my post on how I'm gone, guys. No one's keeping me down like this. So I never got closure on that. I never got it with Hunter. I never got it with Vince. I never got it. And that conversation was just sparkling. And it was really 95% of that conversation was about my daughter. So that was just special. I remember telling him afterwards, thank you. And if we never talk again, like, I feel so good because there's a lot of equity and history with my family. And I don't know how to put it. I'm the meanest of all of the Rhodes guys. I'm just like an angry little kid still sometimes. And Dusty was so dynamic. But Dusty worked for Vince Sr. and had nothing but glowing things. And then him and Vince had a wonderful experience going against each other, competing against each other, but also the polka dot run, for what people don't remember about it, was a huge money-making run for the family. And then a little just personal tidbit, forgive me if I get emotional on this. Not many people know this, but when I was, I think I was 17, maybe 17, 18, something like that, we were broke. My dad started Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling. And man, he's like, just here's $3 million, just throw it in a hole and forget where the hole is. And it was so much money, and he didn't want us to know we were broke, because he found ways, and a lot of that was through independent wrestling. Because people who have covered my journey know there's some promoters I consistently hit up because I owed them. They didn't know me. And one time our power went out, and me and my sister were too proud of him to know, hey, he didn't pay the bill. We didn't say anything. But in 2015, WWE, I think it was 2005, I'm sorry, 2015 when I left. 2005, when he went back to WWE, I remember they put his picture on WWE.com, and he went, he was a writer for SmackDown. He was working with Stephanie, he was having a great time. And he did that DVD. And he got the residual check for that DVD. And my mom hit her knees and thanked God. Because it kind of saved our family. So, that's tons of equity. I can break every throne. I can make fun of some of the fun things there are that we all make fun of as wrestling fans. But you're still that kid. I wanted him to know that, and I got to tell him that. So yeah, and then the fun part was the pitch was really good. It was really good, and I thought he was going to tell me something terrible, and this was really good, and it was kind of everything I needed to hear, and it became the easiest decision I've ever made because it wasn't about money. Everybody pays really well in wrestling now. Thankfully, it was about unfinished business.
Thank you.
Thank you.